And when I came down the first time to see the high school, see the bowl, and see the west side of Evansville, I was just awestruck.
This is Rudy with ReitzFootball.com, sitting here with a brand new head football coach at Reitz High School, Coach Lewis. Welcome back to Reitz.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be back.
Excited to have you here. First, just wanted to find out a little bit about you. I know you graduated from South Putnam High School, is that right?
Right.
What year was that?
That was 1986.
Okay.
Graduated in 1986 and went and played college football for a year at Ohio Northern University, and then ended up going to Indiana University after that to get my bachelor's.
Okay. Now, you followed Coach Gaddis to Reitz in '92, right. Is that right?
Right.
How did you get hooked up with him? Was he?
Actually, he was my Coach Gaddis was my old head high school coach.
Okay, that's
and
right.
he left after my junior year, heading into my senior year of football.
Mm-hmm.
He left and went to Danville High School, and then he went to Pike High School after that, and then came to Reitz after that. So he was my old head coach, and he got in contact with me my senior year in college and asked me if I wanted to come up and volunteer coach at Pike High School in Indianapolis. And I went up and helped him, and actually ended up helping a wrestling team, which I've never coached wrestling before in my life, but enjoyed that. There was a gentleman there by the name of DeBoris Dickerson who was the wrestling coach, and he asked me to help, and did that and subbed the rest of the year. And then that following year I worked on my actually worked at Indiana State on my PE minor, and then that next year Coach Gaddis called me about the Reitz situation and coming down here, so that's how I ended up here.
When first impressions of coming to Evansville back then?
Unbelievable. I'd been to Evansville, Indiana one other time, I believe, and that was for a recruiting visit. This was back when U of E had football, and I was down for a recruiting visit to U of E, but I don't think I ever made it to the west side of Evansville. I probably stopped at U of E.
Yeah.
And when I came down the first time to see the high school, see the bowl, and see the west side of Evansville, I was just awestruck. I loved the situation. I love the part of town that's an old German Catholic part of town. I love the houses. I love the setting. It's like something out of a Tom Cruise, whatever that movie, that football movie where Tom Cruise is playing in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It's out of that kind of setting. I can't even remember the name of the movie, but anyway. And then to step into the bowl and look at the bowl, I was sold from that point on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved it, and it was really neat, and I was excited to be a part of it.
If you don't mind, tell us about your family. You're married, right?
Yes, married. Been married 8 years. Actually met my wife here. My wife is a counselor, former counselor at Helfrich Park.
Okay.
Also a former special ed teacher. And she was a counselor at Helfrich Park when I met her I believe it was my last year here, going into my last year. And we adopted, was in the process of adopting a little girl from China, and so we have a little daughter that Carly is in 4th grade, 9 years old. My daughter, Carly, loves horses, and she and my wife, Chris, we have 3 horses that are moving with us to Evansville, wow. So we're going to have to find some land for the horses.
Well, have you guys found any, so you're still looking for a house?
We're still, as a matter of fact, as we speak today, I'm supposed to go at 5 o'clock to write up something for a proposal on a house. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully all goes well and it doesn't fall through. We'll see. It's out, if all goes well, it's out past Cynthia Heights in a nice little neighborhood in the woods where we might be able to hopefully clear out some brush for the horses and get something to work there.
Yeah. I know that everybody will be glad to hear it's on the west side.
It is on the west side. My daughter would be going to Cynthia Heights, and I'd have about a 10-minute drive to work, which would be great. The superintendent called me, talked to me for about a half hour on the phone, basically saying, what in the heck are you wanting to come to Wheelersburg, Ohio from Evansville and all this stuff, and I said I wanted to be a head coach.